What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through my team selection for Game Week 6 for this FPL season. We'll also review how I did in Game Week 5, how terrible it was, what transfers I'm making, and what it looks like looking for me in Game Week 6. So, if you're new around here or you've been here before and you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button and like the content too. So let's begin with how Game Week 5 went for me overall. So I started with Turner in goal, so he got me 2 points. Overall, 39 points, so just below the average 40 mark. I took a -4 with 2 transfers, but it wasn't a great game week, but I've seen some of the scores, but personally I would take it. I think the players or the managers that did well were the ones who owned Haaland, Salah and Alvarez. Those were pretty much the highest scoring players this game week. But overall, I had 2 of them, so it's not been too bad. But I think it could have been better. Slightly unlucky with the Haaland, I'd say, misfortunes. He could have so easily had a hat-trick, maybe even 4 returns. But he just didn't have his shooting boots on and he only got me 1 return in the end. So we just start from the defensive line. Turner was banking on a clean sheet from him on the Monday night game, but got me 2 points only. Conceded a goal. Will he be number 1, I'd say, moving forward? We're not entirely sure. He could lose his spot. But I think, he's not had a bad start. He doesn't play for the best of defences, but it's a shame to see him lose his spot because I think he's not done too bad early on this season. Now, talking about my defensive line, which personally only got 4 points across it. So, Udogie Romero conceded a goal against Sheffield United at home. Before that goal, actually, if on live FPL net, it was actually all going to plan. So Romero had bonus points. So I was on 8 points, including the clean sheet points, and Udogie was on 7 points. If that had come off, personally, I could have crossed around the 50 points mark this week, and that would have been absolutely fantastic because that would have been a bit of a differential to other managers around my rank because I decided to double up on the defence of Spurs rather than the attack in terms of Son and Maddison. So that was the idea. It didn't kind of pay off, but hey, it is what it is. They conceded. It was a great goal by Hammer. Will this persist any longer? I'll have to show you guys what my team looks like if I'm going to persist with a double Spurs moving forward. Chilwell, absolutely, I was surprised that he was dropped or benched, I should say. They did say on Sky Sports that it was an injury. He was kind of like, being kind of precautionary in terms of like, not kind of trigger it any longer. But he came on in the second half, got a yellow card pretty much immediately, and ended up with 0 points, where I had Gusto on the bench as my first sub. He got 6 points. So you can't really make it up, to be fair. And that might be a dilemma moving forward for me, that whether I want to own Chilwell or not in the short to long term, as Chelsea fixtures are coming to an end very, very soon. Midfield, Mbemo blanked after a while. Had a few good chances, but Newcastle was a tough game away, so not to worry about. I think we just got to be persistent and patient with him. He's done well so far this season, and I think the games are not too difficult in the near future, but I think we're going to back him, and just one of those games where he just didn't get one. And away at Newcastle is not the easiest game to actually come away with any returns. And then Maddison blanked. Spurs did score 2 goals, but he wasn't part of any of them. So Kulusevski, Richarlison were the ones who were part of those kind of goals and set up some points. But Maddison blanked, so did Son, which was kind of beneficial for me because that probably would have damaged my rank further. But I think, 1 point, I think it's just a one-off game. But moving forward, I think, it's a player that I want to back. And Maddison has just shown amazing form at the start of the season. My saviour of the week was Mo Salah, 10 points. I thought he had a 3rd assist, but it was chalked off for being an own goal. But absolutely phenomenal. He hasn't got the goals so far this season, but assist-wise, he looks brilliant. And with the fixtures, coming to a swing in the next couple of weeks, I'm glad I've owned him since day one, and it's helped my rank massively. Then I've got Bukayo Saka, got me an assist, kind of steadily ticking along. Arsenal fixtures do get difficult, so we'll have to wait and see if I do decide to keep him in my squad. But 6 points helped my rank as well massively. Eze, 1 point, disappointing again. His underlying numbers are fantastic, but it's just not getting the luck whatsoever. And then Haaland, 12 points. Could have easily hit another 20, and I could have had 40 points there. But hey, didn't have his shooting boots on. And this week, a lot of managers actually went different. So Son, Maddison, and there were other picks for captaincy from other managers. So this might be the best week for Haaland to reward us. But hey, it is one of those weeks, and we just got to take it from there. Jackson was the biggest flopper this week for me as well. I think he's got 5 points in 4 games, and he's got one is it one yellow away from a suspension? So he's already got 4 yellow cards in 5 games. Sorry, I was going to say. So he's 1 card away from suspension. So pretty much hasn't been worthwhile. It just doesn't look threatening at all. Kind of loses footing every 5 seconds. But I backed him for the fixture run, didn't pay off. So overall, not too bad in terms of owning him. I regret it now. Could have gone for Alvarez, but hey, we live and learn. In terms of my rank, I'm 200,000 now in the game. I was 40,000 at the start of the game week, but I still take 200k. And let's see how we can improve that further in game week 6. So let's move on to my team for game week 6. So this is what it looks like at the moment. I've done 2 transfers. So the first transfer was Botman, has come in for Romero. And the second transfer for me was Alvarez for Jackson. So I've taken a -4. So my rank should be around 280k when I start this week. So dropped an 80k in rank, but I'm pretty certain there's more managers that would take some hits around my kind of rank level. So overall, not too concerned about the hit itself. But in goal, I've got Onana against Burnley. Hasn't really had a clean sheet since the first game week. United look awful defensively. Even against Bayern Munich, they looked hideous, and a bit comical. And what a dreadful goal to let in the first goal from Onana. But I still back him in goal against Burnley away because Turner against Man City, I'm not sure he's going to start. And B, I'm pretty certain Man City will score, especially if I've got their 2 attackers. So my best hope is for him to finally pull his socks up and get me a clean sheet. In defence comes Botman. So Sheffield United away is this week's fixture. I backed that over the Arsenal away fixture for Romero, so I took the -4. It might not pay off in this game week, but looking at the fixtures for Newcastle, Sheffield, Burnley, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Wolves, and then Bournemouth after Arsenal, there's some really good fixtures. Some people are doubling up on Newcastle. I don't think I will double up on Newcastle, but I think Botman's enough cover for me. So that's why he's made it into my squad, and I think there's going to be plenty of clean sheets on offer for Newcastle, and they have the best fixture run for me in the next 6 to 7 game weeks. Estupiñán is in my squad, so he was rested against Manchester United, and this week he'll be playing Bournemouth at home. I'm pretty certain he should start. If he doesn't, I have Gusto on the bench anyway. Fixtures-wise, they do get a bit more tough, so obviously rotation will be something which I'll look for. Obviously, Aston Villa, I might play him against the Liverpool, Man City, I'll bench him. And then there's some really nice fixtures after that. Fulham, Everton, Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest. Even Chelsea away, I think it's a good fixture for Brighton itself. So there's a lot to look forward to in terms of Brighton. That's why I've kept Estupiñán, whereas some managers have decided to kind of move away from him maybe in game week 8 or 9. And then Ben Chilwell, this is a sticky spot for me, so I'm not sure who to choose out of Chilwell or Gusto. For now, it's Ben Chilwell. I just feel that he should start this week, and he can go big, but he's just been so disappointing since game week 1. Aston Villa at home should be a good fixture. I say should, but Chelsea and Manchester United are both pretty much in the same boat. They've been awful this season, barring a few one-odd game here and there. And then there's Fulham away, Burnley away. And then I really want to get rid of him by, hopefully game week 9, where, the fixtures do take a swing, and I kind of want to move away from the Chelsea assets there. So Chilwell in at the moment. I could change it from Gusto depending on how I feel on the morning of Saturday before I submit my team. And then Mbeumo plays Everton. He's playing them at home, so he could be a captaincy option, to be fair, because Everton defensively have been awful. And Mbeumo could go big, but I don't think I'm brave enough to take the captaincy of Haaland. I think that was the easiest decision I made this game week within 5 seconds. Captaincy, Haaland, done. But Mbeumo, if someone wants to go differential, they can choose him as captain. It's a good fixture to have as well. And he did blank last game week, so hopefully he's got 2 good fixtures to get another 2 big hauls for us. And then we've got James Maddison playing Arsenal at the Emirates. Liverpool after that, Luton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Wolves are the next couple of fixtures. But I still think they can score at the Emirates, so I'm not too concerned about James Maddison from an FPL perspective, because I think Spurs will give it a shot. It's a North London derby. It's hardly going to be a 0-0. Probably I might have put the mockers on there, but I think Maddison will have a say in the game. It's just how clinical he is with the chances he kind of provides or he takes in terms of a goal scoring opportunity. I'm not going to get Son in as of yet. I'm not even thinking about getting Son in, but if I do, it might be the week after or the game week after when the fixtures do take a swing. Mo Salah will remain in my squad, Mr. Reliable. He will be my captaincy option from game week 9, 10, 11. I just don't see myself captaining anyone else but him in those fixtures. Yes, I'm taking a risk against Haaland in those game weeks, but hey, got to take a risk sometimes to get away from the rank itself. He's getting a lot more ownership now. A lot more managers are bringing him in. West Ham at home, Spurs, Brighton are tough fixtures, and then the fixtures do take a swing. So far, it's absolutely amazing. 6 returns in 5 games, 4 assists and 2 goals. Could be so much more if Liverpool were clinical, but that's what you get from Mo Salah. You pay the extra to get the consistency, and he certainly has been consistent as he's returned in every single game so far this season. And then we've got Bukayo Saka, Mr. Reliable for Arsenal. Got a return last week, so out of 5 games he's got 4 returns. So pretty much, barring one game against Crystal Palace, he's got a return pretty much every other game. And then we look at his fixtures. Generally, Spurs at home, Bournemouth away. Now, Arsenal away from home don't do as well, so it does look a good fixture on paper, but that will be a challenge for them. Man City at home, Chelsea away, Sheffield United, Newcastle. So there's some really mixture of fixtures in there. The away games will be the more kind of like, fixtures that will be under the spotlight. But for now, he's in my squad. He could go out potentially in the next couple of game weeks, but for now, I'll keep him. If I do change my mind, he could be someone that I move on for just for a couple of game weeks because of the fixtures in itself. My last midfielder in my 5 midfield is Eze. I owned him from the start of the season when he was owned by about 8.9% of managers now. He's owned by about 16% of managers. Only 1 return, unfortunately, in the 5 games, but his underlying numbers are absolutely insane. So, 0.43 XG per 90 and 0.24 XA per 90. So goal involvement 0.67. Just hasn't been able to convert it on the FPL numbers. Fulham at home, Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. 3 very good fixtures that I want to take part of. After game week 8, it's where I'm definitely going to think about if he hasn't performed, I might look to move on to other players around the same price bracket who are performing. But till then, there's some really good fixtures even after Newcastle. They've got Burnley, Everton, Luton. So it depends on how he does in the next 3 fixtures, which will determine if I keep him for long term or if I do decide to lose patience with him and finally move on. And then moving on to the front line, we have my captain, Erling Haaland. So far, 8 returns in 5 games. Could have had far more. He's got Nottingham Forest at home, so pretty much automatically selected as my captain for this game week. And for Wolves away after that. And then, it's more of an attacking perspective. I'm not too concerned about what the fixture looks like. They're the highest scoring team. They'll score the most goals. And Erling Haaland pretty much will be involved in most of their goals made by City. And then his partner in crime is going to be Julian Alvarez, who comes in for Jackson. Already, he's got 5 starts, pretty much played almost every minute. And he has got 7 returns of 2 goals and 5 assists. And fixtures again look great. So I'm happy to double up on Man City in terms of a forward line. Can I get a third player in at any point? I may do, but for now, the top 2 will remain. On the bench, I've got Turner playing against Manchester City, so he'll be on the bench. Onana's given preference. Gusto and Chilwell, it's a flip of a coin who I want to choose. At the moment, it's Chilwell. I can actually go for Gusto if I feel like it, if I feel on the day what I feel. Udogie against Arsenal away, not a great fixture, so he'll be on the bench. Will come in over the next couple of weeks. And obviously Cameron Archer as well on the bench as well. So that's what makes up to my 15. Hopefully for game week 6, we can get a good score. Over a rank of 200k. Hopefully I can get that back up within the top 100k if I can. But yeah, that's what it looks like, guys. 2 transfers made. Team's looking solid. Captaincy chosen. Let's bring on game week 6. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked the content, give us a like. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button and join the FPL INKLING family. We're on our way to the 2k subscribers mark. Let's make sure we get there as soon as possible. Best of luck with your transfers. Good luck for game week 6. And I'll be back with some more content very, very soon.